Illawarra! Illawarra! And people don't believe in Wollongong, doubt us all year. You better start believing because we'll be back next year.
Ball driving. 7 seconds left. He pulls the trigger. Big shot taker. Big shot maker. Tyler Harvey enormous.
Good evening and welcome back to the Hawks Hangout, proudly presented by Principal Brewing and Enable You to. He's on our screens every single episode in our intro, but we've finally got him here, the man himself, D8, Damon Lowery. Damon, what's going on?
Hey, man, just living the dream. Fantastic intro.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Well done to the producers, the graphic, whoever put that together. Never get sick of looking at it.
Absolutely love it, mate. It's an absolute pleasure to have you on the Hawks Hangout today. We're going to start with a bit of your Illawarra legacy. So we're going to wind the clock back a little bit. What first brought you to the Illawarra? What was the story that got you to play for the Hawks?
Brendan Joyce was coaching us, coaching me, Matt Campbell, Eric Cooks. The late, great Eric Lowe was our assistant coach for the Ballarat Miners. So when Brendan got the job at Illawarra and he took Matty Campbell and took Eric Cooks, he said to me, if you naturalize and you're still in some shape and I still have a job, I'll look at bringing you in. So that one might have been 97. So fast forward 4 years time, I naturalized and I was, by this stage I was 32 years old. I was thinking, NBL, it wasn't for me. Just didn't happen that way. And sure enough, they had CJ Bruden at the time. He was in the team. CJ left and went overseas at the same time I naturalized. So, I happened to be in Wollongong too because I was hanging out with Eric Cooks and just catching up for a bit of a holiday. And Cookie says to me, Brendan said, come to training. I was like, I'm in no condition to come to training. I had been enjoying myself over the holidays. And anyway, I get to training, did all right. And next thing you know, Chuck Homerson calls me and says, what's it going to take to get you to Wollongong? I said, not much. And so that's what they paid me, not much. Now, that's how I got there. So I owe it all to Brendan.
Oh, well, you paid us back plenty, mate. So, next question, my brother.
Absolutely plenty. And they didn't have to pay you much because you became a fan favorite pretty quickly and pretty early on. What was it about this community and this club that made it all click for you and still makes it all click for you?
Anytime somebody takes a chance on you, like I'm a loyal guy. Like if you take one step to me, I'll take 2 steps to you. And for them to believe in me, and they probably didn't know what I was capable of, but Brendan had faith in me. But sometimes they don't think what you do in the NBL 1 level can translate to the NBL level, which is fair enough. But once I proved that I was, not just making up the numbers in the roster, the town just kind of got behind me, man. My kids grew up there. The oldest daughter went to Lindsay Park Primary School in Fig Tree. So, I just got lifelong friends that are still there in the Gong. And it's just a great place to raise a family. Obviously, the weather was nice and mild. The beaches were beautiful. And the town just gets behind their professional sporting teams, the Wolves, the Dragons, and the Hawks.
Yeah, mate, that was an incredible, and you definitely were a fan favorite. You sort of remind me when I compare the two teams, the 2 championship teams, you're a bit of the H.J. Lee sort of comparison. The fans just absolutely loved him and they loved you. Like you were the guy that everyone, when we were losing games, if we needed a spark, it was just, everyone was like, just bring Damon on and he'll turn this thing around and give us a little run. And it happened so many times in that season. I vividly remember. It was like spectacular watch. But talking about that 2001 series, mate, everyone knows it still gives us chills. And those 3 free throws, mate, if it was in a movie, people would say that would never happen in real life. Come on, mate. That's not going to happen in real life. And I still think that is the greatest moment on the court in Hawks history. Since then, I think that there's been a key moment that's been bigger as when we signed Tatum. I thought that in franchise history, but on the court, those 3 free throws are still the biggest moment. What other memories do you have of that run in 2001?
No, thanks for that, man. Look, that whole year, we were just winning games. I would say at least 6 to 8 games we won that was decided by less than 6 points.
Yeah.
We just had a way, man. Like, we knew down the stretch what we're going to do, who we're going to go to. We defended. And I feel like the team wasn't constructed like some of the teams are today, right? It wasn't like big money guys, man. It wasn't any former NBA players. We didn't have any Australian national players on the team. So I just felt like we kind of we snuck up on a lot of teams, but we believed in ourselves. From 1 to 12, everybody could contribute on any given night. So you just couldn't key on one guy. We didn't have one superstar. We had guys that could be superstars for passages of play. So I thought we were very balanced. So that year, we had a great preseason. We won a lot of games in the preseason, and belief started to happen. And Brendan was such a detailed coach. We worked really hard. We enjoyed ourselves. I thought we had a good mix of young talent like Glenn Saville and Matt Campbell, Axel Dench, Luke Doherty, Matt Shanahan, young guys. Then you have veterans, Melvin Thomas, Grant Kruger, myself, Charles Thomas. You had just Matt Garrison, who was just a life of the party. He could just keep everybody loose. Yeah. I thought the mix was great, man. And then it just translated on the court. We just trusted each other. And like I say, man, we just was winning these games. And all of a sudden we look up and we're in the top 4. We're thinking, we can win this thing. We can get us a real shake, And we came from 4th and got it done. But yeah, that was just one of those seasons, man. It was like everything just fell into place.
Yeah, I love that. I know there was a little bit of extra motivation with someone very close to the team passing away during the season, and it gave you that little bit of extra motivation to get the job done as well. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, our team manager, Dave Lesky, was battling cancer. It never told us how bad it was. This guy's coming in, man, and he's getting the Gatorades. He's, folding the towels. He's back there having to spew because he's on chemo, and then he'll never said a word about it, man. Just tough. It's tough, man. And when he passed away, it was by this stage we knew when he went into palliative care what that means. So we knew we was going to lose him. We didn't know how long he'd hang on for. We all went down to the hospice and saw him. And I remember just saying, "I'll see you later, Dave. Just see you later, man. And just thanks." And it was tough, but true Hawk kind of spirit. Nobody feels sorry for themselves, but it put things in perspective, right? So, yep, this is a finals campaign, and everybody would love to win it, but we just had a close family member die. So if you think we're going to be over rattled, if you think we're going to get overawed by the moment, you have no idea, man. I felt we was hardened. And at one stage, I remember game 3 against Townsville in the championship series, Matt Campbell, it was a timeout, and Matt Campbell just said, "What would Dave say right now?" And man, we were like, whoa, because we was kind of behind, I think, at that stage, man. And so absolutely, we're very close with Dave's wife and daughter, who also passed away. So yeah, just a Hawk through and through, and we couldn't have done it without him.
Yeah, I remember vividly that time. I know it was a long time ago, but I was there that at the game live when you hit those 3 free throws, and then I also went. The WEC opened up in game 3 in Townsville to show the game on the big screen at the actual stadium, and it was absolutely epic. It was a really cool idea, and I'm shocked that more teams haven't done it in recent times because it was such a great atmosphere. And then again, when you guys came back to the stadium for the welcome back in the actual stadium with the trophy, just great memories of you guys and how much that meant to the community, how much it meant to you guys. And then it took so long for us to get it back again And I'm not going to lie, I'm a grown man, but I cried like a baby when we won it again because I just never thought it was going to happen. I just wanted to relive that feeling again. I didn't know if I was going to get the chance. And to see my son, who's 11 years old, be able to experience that. He's been a lifetime Hawk fan. We've been season ticket holders his whole life. And he actually cried too. So it was like a really great moment. So really, really special.
This what it means, man, in a small regional town like that. It's not like here in Melbourne, man, or in Sydney. Yeah, those teams have won championships as well, but they're not going to have a parade down Swan Street here in Melbourne or George Street down in Sydney. It's not going to happen. It's when a regional team can win it, it's just different, man, because the media was behind us, the Mercury every single day when the paper, Win Television, the sponsor just got us on the news all the time. Everybody felt like you knew everybody. And you only get that when you're in a small regional town. And you're not the only one that cried, man. I cried real tears, man. When because we somehow became the butt of the jokes. I don't know I don't know how that happened, man. We had some bad years. Yes, we did have some bad years. But man, we somehow just became this non-respected team. And I was like, hang on a minute, just wait a minute. So when it finally happened, and I thought it was going to happen the year before, but whatever. And I said this year, where the start of this year, I said, now this is the year now, because we knew what it felt like to lose that heartbreak. Everybody's back, hungry. And when that buzzer was about to go off, I looked over at my wife, and it was just, I was like, this is emotional stuff, man.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So good. So good.
You talked about the backs against the walls, the Illawarra mentality and all the rest of it. It's almost echoing the similarities between this team as well. Backs against the wall, head down to Melbourne, game 4 minutes into the game. Sam, Achilles gone, down on the floor, can't move, can't walk. Next thing you know, Lockie's on, has a blinder of a game. We bring it back here. What was that feeling like for you being able to watch that?
I was there at John Cain Arena, sitting right next to Matt Campbell, Matt Campbell's parents, Axel Dench, Luke Doherty. Like, we all turned up, man. And when Sam went down, first I thought he's okay. Like, it's cramp. And then when he came out with the crutches, I was like, oh, God. But the good thing that Justin Tatum did all season was he didn't rely on any one guy. Again, just like in 2001, everybody buys in. Everybody, it's a collective effort. Dave O'Hickey, who I believe is the heart and soul, the heartbeat of that team, he stood up. Lockie stood up. Man, everybody did. But it's just a way, when you get disrespected so long, when you get kind of beat down so long, a resolve builds in you that you don't want it to happen, but you almost prefer it to be extremely hard.
Yeah.
Make it tough, because nothing ever comes easy for us. And all of a sudden, you can see Melbourne United start. First they thought, okay, we got them. And then as that game got closer and tighter, they started to panic. Now, these guys who play in front of 14,000 people, celebrities all over the place, you know how it is, man. These big city, big market teams. And all of a sudden, we watched them kind of go to water and choke that game away. I said, we got them now. And I figured it was going to be an offensive explosion for us in game 5 without Sam. And it turned out to be that way, which was awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome, mate. Now we're going to talk a little bit about your post-career and going into a bit of coaching. Now, I listen to you talk and I'm thinking, man, I'd love to be coached by you. You're just so inspirational and you have that passion that I love in a coach. Now, where did that passion to coach start for you? I know you've done a little bit of 3-on-3 coaching with the girls. I'm a big Annalee Maley fan. I think she's a great player, but also a great person off the court. I like what she does. Where did that passion for you start?
Once I retired, I mean, I learned a lot off Brendan as a coach. I learned a lot off a lot of the coaches I've had, but my personality really is suited to 3x3. I was lucky enough to get involved in that, and we've been quite successful over the years. I coached 5-on-5 before as well here in Melbourne, like an NBL 1 level. Didn't do very well. but I still like trying to win. I'm still a competitor, man. I like to try to win. And I feel like as a guard, I felt like a lot of guards, I feel like transition well to coaching, not just guards, but I feel like because we're on the floor doing that kind of stuff anyway, it's kind of a natural progression. But coaching is not easy, man. And I believe it's a young man's game. But I love it. Like, I wouldn't get back in 5-on-5 coaching, but 3x3 is definitely, I'm all over that kind of stuff. And I would love for the Gangaroos to qualify for the LA Olympics. It's gonna be hard, but we'll give it a shot.
Love that.
Yeah, and you've coached across many different levels, as you said, and amongst different age groups as well. Assistant coach roles, head coach roles, and then obviously lead head coach now for the 3x3 team. What's been the most rewarding part of that journey so far for you?
Coming from nowhere and then making it to the Olympics, because obviously the Boomers and the Opals are our national flagship type teams, right? NBA players, millionaires, and then all of a sudden 3x3 in Australia kind of popped up. 3x3 has been played for like the last 60, 70 years in Europe, by the way, just so you know. And we are just well behind. But once we kind of came up, nobody kind of really knew what was going on. We just would rock up the tournaments. I might have a 2-day camp, and I would say to the girls, we got to figure out a way to win. Like, we don't play every weekend like some of these other European teams. And luckily I had a group of girls that got that grit, that's got those intangibles that you need to win. And we kind of just escalated, man. We just kept getting better and better. I referred to us as young baby vampires when we started. I said, we got to become ancient vampires like the Serbians and the Latvians and the Netherlands. And all of a sudden, man, from 2022, where we lost the silver medal, we won the silver medal in the Asia Cup. Then 2023, man, we just kept the same group together. We win the Asia Cup. We go to the World Cup and get a bronze. We get a Commonwealth Games bronze. Next thing you know, we win an Olympic qualifier. Next thing you know, damn it, we in Paris. It was like, what just happened? In just a blink of an eye, it seems like, man, it all clicked. And full credit to the girls. And now we're Olympians for life, and we're trying to be 2-time Olympians.
I love that. Were you proud? I'm trying to think of the girl's name. I don't know. The girl who just played in the 3x3, but also played in the Asian Cup final.
Allie Wilson.
Wilson. I thought it was Wilson. She had a huge impact on that game. I watched it. She was spectacular. Towards in the end, super clutch. Come up with some really big plays when who did we play in the final? Japan came at us hard near the end, hitting threes left, right, and center. She came up with some huge plays at both ends of the floor. How did that make you feel?
So proud, man. Allie Wilson is she was almost out of the league in WNBL. In 3x3, I think the first year she came out to camp, I didn't select her. She wasn't quite, she wasn't ready. You can see the talent, but overall, I don't think she was ready. She came back the next year, and I was like, whoa, okay. And this girl is a killer, man. She is my gangster. Every team needs one of them. And Willie, as we call her, Willie, she is that, man. And she has gone from strength to strength. And now when I saw her get selected into the Opals, I thought she's the best point guard in the WNBL for the last 2 seasons. But sometimes that's the way it goes sometimes. She didn't complain about it. She just kept her head down, kept working hard, got her shot, got injured for the first couple of games in that Asia Cup. But towards the back end of that tournament, you can see what she's really like. In that last game, she went nuts against Japan. Now, how's this for trivia? Allie Wilson won the 3x3 Asia Cup in Singapore against Japan, and she was MVP. Now she goes and plays 5-on-5 with the Opals, beats Japan again. So she's in 3x3 and 5-on-5 Asia Cup winner, as well as Mila Sowa, because I had Mila Sowa in the team in Asia Cup as well. So those 2 girls got Asia Cups in both disciplines. And now I'm hoping that Dave O'Hickey, who's also a Gangaroo, and he got an Asia Cup gold medal last year in Singapore. Yeah. I'm hoping that he can add his name to that trivia question. How many players have played 3x3 and 5-on-5 and won Asia Cup gold?
I love that.
And
Love that.
It's a dangerous team. From what we've been seeing, what we've
Yeah.
been hearing, it looks like it's an absolutely dangerous team. A big, massive shout out to him because he's left our NBL 1 team at the moment. But to see Jay Marin going and representing Syria in his own country over there, but like the level of talent that we're going to see in this Asia Cup qualifier, it's absolutely huge. But with that, the game's also changed a lot throughout the years. What stayed the same in your eyes, but what's also been the biggest shift as well?
The biggest shift has been like the money that's being thrown around now is bringing a level of talent that we haven't seen to this degree. Like we're getting NBA guys playing now, guys that can still play in the NBA. And all while that's been happening, our locals have gotten NBA ready. So now we can look at our men's Boomers team, and every guy's in the NBA or has been in the NBA. Back in the day, that wasn't the case. We'd be lucky to have 1 or 2 guys, having a cup of coffee in the league. Now we got some legitimate NBA superstars playing. So that's been new. What's stayed the same is that Aussie spirit, that battling spirit, man. We're not going to quit. We ain't giving up. We'll fight to the death. If you're good enough on the day to beat us, we'll shake your hand, but we are not going to be an easy out.
Nah, never. Now, one more question on your coaching. Now, I've said plenty of times on our podcast how much of a fan of Tatum I am. When we first signed him, I had my doubts knowing that he'd pretty much only coached at that high school level. But things I like about his coaching style is he's definitely a real player's coach. And so he focuses on building those relationships and those connections. And he also really trusts his assistant coaches, probably a lot with the X's and O's and stuff like that. How would you describe your coaching style?
I think my coaching style is similar. I'm a relationship person.
Yeah.
My high school coach, to this day, I haven't played for him since 1985. And I spoke to him yesterday for about 2 hours. We're still close. That's just how it is. I feel like a player and a coach, if the relationship can be hard, like serious, that player will run through a wall for you. And that's what I was like on my coaches. But that coach has to invest in me, in the player. You can't just want the player just on game days and training. But when you get coaches that takes the time to give a damn about you, the whole person, that's when it's different, right? And as soon as Justin Tatum was signed, I was like you. I said, hey, he don't have much experience coaching men. But what I didn't know was he knows how to relate to players. Because them same dudes who look like they forgot how to play basketball, all of a sudden was like, this what? And that's what it takes, man. A guy like Dave O'Hickey, how many coaches can actually get to the nuts and bolts and relate to guys? This is across the board. You hit it on the head, man. Relationship building, which nowhere it says in coaching, in the coaching manual, that's important. But if you talk to every successful coach, they will tell you that. Some coaches do it better than others. Some coaches rely on the fact that you're a professional, you're making big money, just do what you're supposed to do. Okay, that might work for some players, but every player ain't built like that. Some players, you got to put your arm around them. Some players, you got to be a counselor, psychologist, social worker. You know what I mean? You got to wear a lot of hats. And if this player, like I said, realizes you actually give a damn about him, you'll get the best out of them. That's what I try to do as a coach with my 3x3 girls.
I love that. Mate, you talked about a little bit of trivia before. I've got some trivia for you. See if you like this one. The date that we signed Tatum was the 14th of the 11th, 23. Add 14 and 11 together, you get 25. That's the year that we won it. 23, we won the series 3-2. Mate, how good is that?
You can't argue with that type of stuff, man. That's numerology. You can't argue that kind of stuff.
I love that.
Now, we've been keeping up to date with everything that's been happening in the off season, and we touched on it a little bit beforehand. Obviously, the league has changed dramatically, and fitness is a huge thing. You're also known for your fitness as well now. You've posted lots of things about your running, your fitness journey, all the rest of it. What's led you into that space post-retirement and your coaching?
Yeah, I was I was still playing basketball like one-on-one with my mates around here, and I was still competitive. And this was right during the COVID, so 2021, and we were severely locked down. When we came out of the lockdown, I went to play my mate who I normally play one-on-one, and he's 20 years younger than me, but that's not the issue. The issue was I couldn't complete the 9 games of one-on-one we normally would play. I was so tired after game 3, I said, man, I can't do it no more. And I didn't want to use the word quit. I didn't want to use the Q word, but I looked at him and said, I can't continue. He went, what do you mean? I was like, if I continue, I might pass out. I was that out of shape. And that's frustrating. I thought, when did I get soft? Like, when did that happen? Like, okay, granted, I was 51 years old at the time, but when did I get soft? And I'm telling you, man, softness creeps up on you. It don't just punch you in the face. It's gradual. You don't even see it coming. You think the same, but until you test it, you find out that you're not the same. And I was tested and I caved. And that hurt me. I was like, oh, God. All right, so now what am I going to do? So it's like everybody does on January 1st. Everybody says, that's it. I'm going to get serious. So I took my little chunky ass down to the local oval, and I said to my wife, I'm going to run around this oval 5 times every day and go up a lap for the whole month of January. This was 2021. And I didn't realize the cumulative, that oval's small. So 2.5 laps is 1K. So by the time I finished, I ended up running something like 38 laps. And halfway through it, like say day 20, January 20th, my body was in such agony, I couldn't figure out how I was going to be able to run the next day. But I was studying the Navy SEALs at this time. And I found David Goggins. And all of a sudden, I don't listen to nothing when I run. All I listen to is my demons. Listen to them trying to talk me out of doing savage stuff. And then I started to have these epiphanies, man. And I started to work out kind of like my kinks, the things that hold me back. Anyway, I just kept pushing through. The next thing you know, I finished. I look up and I run over 230 Ks for the month. I was like, oh, no, like 170 Ks for the month. I was like, how the hell did I do that? Then I thought, what else could I do? How much have I been leaving on the table? I got to test myself again. So that's what I've been doing every single month since January 2021. And it's built up to the point now, I just live like this. Like I just run 100 Ks a week. It's no problem. I just do it for maintenance. I ran 21 today. It's just like, it's just what I do.
I love this, mate. I had my running little phase too and loved it. And I was exactly like you. I did not run with music or anything. I just ran with my own thoughts in my head. But being a runner, I know, like, give me some of your like times. I know you're competitive. So tell me like what's your 5, 10, half marathon and marathon. What are your best times? I'm super interested. And I'm sure the viewers are as well.
Now I will say this: time, speed, like it ain't that important. But yes, I do know what my times are. They fluctuate, man. Sometimes I'm so sore that I'm thinking, what's more impressive? Running 21 Ks when I got a shin splint or running 21 Ks when I'm 100% healthy? I'll take the shin splint time. Yesterday I ran 5 Ks in 31 minutes. So nice. That's not blazing. I'm 57 years old now. And like I said, I'm not worried about being fast. I'm worried about how fast do I lace them up when it's time to go to war. How fast am I putting on my shoes when it's 2 degrees outside and I'm thinking, do I want to get out there? Yep, let's go. That's when you got to be fast. So I ran a half marathon. My first one, I couldn't walk 2 days after. Did it like 2 hours, 30 minutes. That's down to around 2:10. I ran a marathon when I was in the Olympic Village because I thought, why not? I'm here. Yeah. I ran 42.2 in 4 hours and 24 minutes. Again,
yes,
not blazing, but I got it done. So but yeah. And every Australia Day, this will be my 3rd one coming up. I have a 24-hour bush run. Where I live at around here, I got hills, a lot of steep inclines and declines, and I run for 24 hours. I run 5 Ks on the hour every hour. and I start at midnight. Why start at midnight? Because it's harder. That's why.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So at the end of that, 120 Ks is run. And last year, I ran every other 5Ks while wearing an 8-kilo weight vest. Why? To make it harder.
I love
So, yeah,
this.
I'm going to
Love
figure
it.
out a way to make it even harder come Australia Day this time.
Oh, absolutely love that. That's inspirational.
That's inspirational as.
Inspirational.
Look, that mindset that you're talking about, that's just the team Illawarra. That's an Illawarra mindset. It's what this town is all about. But how important is that mindset, both in elite sport and your everyday life as well?
I think the mindset is the determining factor. Everybody's got talent, man. What separates two teams that are equally as talented? The mindset. Do you have the mindset of a victim? Poor old me. If I had this, it would have been better. Well, you know what I mean? Or do you have the mindset that goes, I'm prepared to die out here? Do you have that kind of mindset? Is that too extreme? Do you have the mindset that goes, do you understand how hard it's going to be to score on me right now, man? Do you have any idea what I'm prepared to do to stop you from? That is a whole nother level, man. And a lot of players, yep, you might be great when nobody touches you, when nobody puts a forearm in your back. You might be good when you're not tired. Can you still be that savage when it's the fourth quarter and you on the road and everybody's booing you and the referees are calling bad calls and you missed your last 5 shots? Can you still believe in yourself? Can you still sack up and still get the job done? That type of mentality is what is the difference between champion teams and just good teams.
Absolutely love that. Mate, we're going to move on now to our next section, Illawarra, then and now. So you've seen the Illawarra region grow and change. How would you describe the basketball culture in the Illawarra today?
Haven't been there in a while. I showed up again in the lead up to the championship series. And it's even more, how can I even say, like, I thought it was wild when I was there 24 years ago. It's even more now because the long drought and social media. There was no social media when I was there. Think about that. Like now, everybody is a click away. Everybody can just reach out. Twitter, you know, we didn't have Twitter. So I feel like there's more engagement across not just the Illawarra, but all of Australia, the world. My friends back home are watching games. That was impossible back when I played. So, yep, I think the marketing team at Illawarra, whoever they are doing a great job. The NBL, I believe, do a great job of creating, of promoting storylines for clubs. And, yeah, it's just going from strength to strength.
Yeah. And look, you've given so much to this region and continue to. Like, no player has to show up for a club that they played for 24 years ago to watch and bring home a championship. But you were there with your championship hat, your championship shirt, you're mic'd up, and I still watch the clips to this day because it's honestly the best thing ever, watching a professional player still have the same enjoyment that I was on the opposite side of the court having at that point in time. What keeps you rooted here? What about Illawarra keeps you rooted?
Like I said, they took a chance on me, man. Like, I'm from Saginaw, Michigan. No Division I scholarships. Went to Alaska to play college basketball because that was the only school that would give me a chance. Come to Australia, I'm playing in Nara, Shoalhaven Tigers, making next to nothing. But again, a coach gave me a chance. Then I go to Mildura and play NBL 1 because no other NBL 1 team wanted me. This team gives me a chance. Brendan Joyce gives me a chance. I don't have lots of chances, man. I get like one. And I'm telling you, I'm loyal. And whoever gives me a chance, how can I forget that? I'm not that guy that's got, like, I mean, all these European offers. No, there's no NBA GMs looking at me. Nobody knew my name. I'm this older dude that comes to Illawarra, the shortest guy in the league, and this team embraced me. How can I ever turn my back on a town that embraced me at that time in my life? It's not going to happen. So I'm always going to be a Hawk fan. I want them to win the championship every single year. I'm going to, even in my commentary role, I have to be a non-biased commentator, but I will always want to see them win. Now, they got to earn it. But, yeah, that's why, man, like I said, they wrap their arms around me, and it's a long-term relationship as far as I'm concerned. So death do us part.
Absolutely love that. Now, the breaking news today was the Hawks unfortunately missed out on Jack McVeigh, but now they've the announcement that they've signed Jonah Bolden for 1 year. What do you think Jonah can bring to the Hawks and this season coming?
I like that pickup. Now, Jonah Bolden, former Philadelphia 76er, 6'10", 6'11", shoot the three ball, can block shot. He is a good basketball player. I don't feel like he's found his home yet. With the Sydney Kings, that was a very tumultuous season he had that year. New Zealand Breakers, they was going okay, but then the Taco Fall experiment kind of derailed the team. And then Jonah was kind of left out there. I think it's a great pickup, and I feel like somebody like Justin Tatum can possibly unlock a part of Jonah that we have yet to see in the NBL. This is great. Good exercise. Now, Sam Frawley will be back at some stage during the season. Harry Frawley's back. JaVale McGee is back. Got a trivia question for you, too, about JaVale McGee. And now we got a fourth big in Jonah Bolden. This is great. I like it.
Yeah, I love it too. I agree. I think Tatum, I'm hoping Tatum can be the little switch that gets Jonah out of his funk, because he is a great basketball player. He's got so many things going his way. It just seems like he hasn't been able to find it the last couple of seasons. Let's hope Tatum can work his magic like he has with many players. But what's your trivia question? I'm interested.
JaVale McGee is from the great state of Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also from the great state of Michigan. JaVale McGee's mother and her twin sister, Paula and Pam McGee, are legends. I'm talking legends. There's been 4 Americans from Michigan that have played for the Illawarra Hawks. Myself, JaVale McGee, there's 2 more. One of them was my championship teammate, and there's another guy. Who is he?
Ooh. I know, was it Ballinger, the red-headed import? He was from Michigan State.
Now, he went to college at Michigan State.
Yes, but not from Michigan.
He's not from Michigan.
Okay, wow.
So I'll let you off the hook. Charles Thomas, championship winner with me in 2001. Charles is from Lansing, Michigan. Same city that Magic Johnson grew up in. I'm from Saginaw, Michigan. JaVale McGee is 30 minutes away from me in Flint, Michigan. And Mike Chappelle played with us in 03.
Mike Chappelle, yes.
Is from Detroit, Michigan. There you go.
He played for the Canberra Cannons too, didn't he?
He did.
Yes.
And he also went to Michigan State with Alan Ballinger.
Yes. Wow. Absolutely love that. Well, we've given McGee's nickname. We're going to call him Big Mac. Obviously, he's a Mac McGee. And it's not 2 all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions, and a sesame seed bun. It's 3 NBA rings, special taps, lob dunks, blocks, all in a 7-foot frame. So that's what we're going with.
Defense, if he comes here with the right attitude, because I don't know what it's like to be a 3-time NBA champion and then come to Australia and play, in the NBL. I don't know what that's like. Is he motivated? What does he want? You know what I mean? But can you imagine this guy who's an athlete? I don't know what his wingspan got to be 7'5".
Yeah, huge.
He's gonna get here and go, oh, you mean I can knock the ball off the rim? After it hits the rim, I can knock it off?
Yeah, wow.
This dude might block 4 shots a game, man.
Yeah.
I'm penciling him in for the defensive player of the year right now.
I love that.
I love it.
I asked this question to Sam last episode after when we signed him. I said, what do you think he's going to get more of per game, dunks or blocks?
Yeah, man. He might get more dunks.
Okay,
he might get more dunks. But he's got to adjust to the referees, of course.
Yeah.
And, 40-minute game. You still got other depth around him. He's not going to need much, man. Whoever's coming anywhere near the basket, he's just going to let him shoot it and just go up and block it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shoot it whenever you're ready. I'm just going to go up and block it after you're done shooting it. This is going to be insane. I can't wait.
Love it, mate. Sammy's got some quick fire questions for you. So he wants you to just say what comes to your head first up.
Right up.
All right. Favorite teammate ever?
Oh, for the Illawarra Hawks? Charles
In
Thompson.
general.
Anywhere.
In general.
Oh, man, I got a lot, man. That's Mick Wheeler. Mick Wheeler played a couple games one season with the Brisbane Bullets, but he was a teammate of mine here in Melbourne and Kilsyth. Charles Thomas, Cortez Groves, Sav. Too many, man. That's wrong, that question, man.
I love it.
The hardest player you have ever had to guard?
Whoa, okay. Okay. My teammate in 2003, Cortez Groves. I thought I could play defense. Now, he was crossing people over so bad. This is before, think about it, man. That move, like that crossover, there was nobody doing it in the league. There was no Jerome Randall. Them guys hadn't got here yet. Cortez was the first guy I saw. He made Randy Rutherford, this import for the Brisbane Bullets. Randy Rutherford tore his groin in the Wynn Entertainment Center trying to guard Cortez. I was like, I remember coming home and I said to my wife, I said, Lisa, I thought I could play defense. Cortez is just making this look ridiculous. He was by far the toughest guy I ever had to guard.
Love that.
Yeah, and look, a lot of the kids he started up his own basketball academy down here, training a lot of the youth and the next generation that are coming through. A lot of the players that I coach go to his scrimmages on a weekend, and they come back and they are a tenfold of a player than what they like. The tenacity that comes out of these players out of nowhere. He's one of those coaches, as we've said about Tatum and yourself. He just flips that switch that you didn't realize was there and gets the absolute best out of a player in general.
Yeah. Now, Tez is awesome. I caught up with him when I was down there. Yeah, if you're a kid and you want to get better, you're nuts if you don't go see him.
Love that. All right, what's your pre-game ritual?
I didn't really have one. I had 2 kids at the time, young kids. I just come home and play with them, and if I nap, I nap. If I don't, I don't. I didn't really have any kind of superstitious ritual or anything like that. Once I got to the game, get out there and get some shots up. Now I just kind of went with the flow.
Love that. All right, what's your favorite Hawks jersey design of all time?
Man, them pinstripes from a couple of years ago. But mind you, they wore pinstripes earlier than that, though. I believe the 99 Hawks team had pinstripes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were sweet.
Yeah, big fan of the pinstripes as well.
Love the good pinstripes. And last one, your favorite Illawarra spot to get a bite to eat?
Oh, man. Is Mama's still open?
Mama's Pizza?
No, Mama's was a place that we would go to get the biggest chicken schnitzel I ever saw. Right around, I want to say Crown Street.
Yeah.
A place called Ask Campbell and Sav. They would always go there, and that was our little hangout to get like I said, the best schnitzel ever.
Mama's. Oh, there you go. Might have to rival Chico's. We'll ask Maddie and Sav on the weekend at MBL1.
Now, final question, mate. If you had one message to give to young athletes or Illawarra fans listening right now, what would you say?
Don't take it for granted if you get the opportunity. Life is extremely short and everybody don't get a lot of chances. You're lucky in life if you get one chance. And what are you going to do with that one chance? You got to give it your all and play every game, every minute like your life depends on it. That's got to be the attitude, because we see guys get hurt, man. Sean McDonald playing for Australia, minute to go in the game, blows his ACL out. It can happen just like that. You don't, like I said, hopefully Sean will bounce back. But any players coming up, you got to be able to have a toughness about you that you can ride the downs, the lows. You can't be that player that's so delicate mentally and emotionally that you cave at the slightest sign of adversity. You got to have a resolve about you that you never give up the fight.
I love it.
Love that.
Absolutely love it.
Now, Damon, I have to say it's been an absolute pleasure having you on. I've been a huge fan for a very long time. I've absolutely loved what you've brought to the NBL coverage as a commentator. Absolutely sensational. Your passion is unmatched. So we can't thank you more than we can for coming on today. It's been spectacular.
No, I appreciate it, fellas. Thanks for thinking of me. Sorry about the lighting. That's just how it is in this house. But thanks for having me on, man. And it's always the Hawks.
Always.
Illawarra.
Illawarra. I love it.
Absolutely love it. Now, a quick one before we go. They wrote us off last year, mate. Are they going to write us off this year again? Backs against the wall again. We've taken the underdog status like we always do. Back to back. What do you think?
This one's going to be tough. I don't think you can never write off a champion, but losing Trey Kell, losing H.J. Lee, losing Lockie Albrick, those are major, major pieces, man. So we'll have enough talent to compete for a championship. I got to see how it unfolds. So I'm not going to tip them to win it. But if they're there, I will be in the Wynn Entertainment Center, losing my shit once again.
Love it.
We love it. And we'll see you all there because there is no doubt in my mind we will make it back. Absolutely.
Thanks,
Good stuff,
Damon.
fellas.
Really appreciate it.
Legends.
fellas.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers,
Thank
mate.
you.
Bye.
Hawks Hangout.